Hi, friends. Hello, the world. Welcome to this episode of Tools for Transitioning Humanitarians. Your host, Dasala Monova. And today I want to talk about what are the tangible outcomes that we can feel and touch that we create or experience after transitioning and after having done all the work on ourselves on creating what we want. What are the tangible outcomes, right? Because I think a lot of the times when I talk about coaching and the power of coaching and power of working on yourself, power of um, creating the reality that you want, a lot of the times it may sound very abstract, or it may sound something that is so difficult to grasp, or feeling like, well, it can only happen to these people, but not to me, right? So therefore, I really wanted to give you a tool of like specifying what is the tangible outcome that you want to create, so that you give yourself the power, that you give yourself the confidence to say, oh my God, if I can do this, I can do all the other things as well. And I want to use my journey for this as also an experience sharing of how I have done this, because this will also give you so much more of your own. Okay, this is a tangible thing that I want to create, and let me create it, and this is how I'm going to create it, right? And I would like for you to be able to do that with whatever the tangible outcome that you are desiring, that you can already start creating while you are working in the humanitarian work, while you are doing the thing that you are doing currently. Because the more you give yourself the evidence of how you are able to create your reality that you want, the more powerful you feel confident to go and create other things as well. Okay, so here is the way that I have created so many things in my life that I'm very proud of, and they are very tangible. And I have been able to do that thanks to coaching myself, even though at times when I didn't even know that I was coaching myself. And thanks to keep learning and learning so much about myself, and the tangible outcomes that I have created, that I have started creating from the beginning when I was introduced to coaching, was my first struggle at the time. This was 2015, or even before 2015. And the reason why I remember this date so clearly is because I had a jaw surgery in 2015 in January. And that's why the tangible outcome that I wanted to create at the time was I wanted to live my life free of migraine and headache. This was my like a long time desire that I had ever since I was a child. I always had headaches. Like if it wasn't my toothache, because I used to abuse a lot of sugar, and my parents never said anything about this. So I was welcome to abuse as much sugar as I wanted to. So therefore, I had a toothache, and probably it was connected to my headache. But I remember my most of my childhood having headache, right? So headache that would be so debilitating to a point that I would just stay at home, do nothing, and feel sick. Now, as I grew up and went to work as a humanitarian, my migraine, like my headache, seemed to have grown to a level that was so like out of control type of feeling. And then it somehow developed into a migraine. And the migraine, the way that I would experience it, is I would have so much pain in my brain that it felt like it would explode if I don't do something. And I would shut down all the light. I couldn't see the light. I needed to close everything with my like bed cover, and I would stay there hoping that my brain does not explode. Right. So this is how I used to experience migraines, and it used to last a long time as well. Now, when I was experiencing this as a child and then a bit of a grown up, my parents used to say that, well, this is just in your genes. This is something that you can do anything about it, like tough, but deal with it kind of an approach, right? And And at the time, I really felt like I can't continue living life this way, because this would influence so much of my life, so much of the what I was doing, what I would go and hang out with friends, or even how I react at work. And then I, without really knowing what is behind all of this, I started searching for the answers in my physical body, right? So doing all the medical checkups, and the medical checkups wouldn't really say anything. And then I went to I remember going, like, I used to go to dentist all the time. As I said, I had dental issues most of my life. I used to go to the dentist all the time, and at some point I realized that I had the jaw dysfunctionality, or I don't know even how it's called. Anyway, this is the when this part of my jaw was front, more up front, coming, and this part of my jaw was behind, and this created a lot of pain in my shoulder area. And I thought that maybe my migraine and headache was because of that. So now I went to three doctors in Germany to decide, okay, how can I solve this problem, right? How can I solve it in a way that in the future it will never be a problem, so I can experience life without my migraines. And they said, yes, in fact, that is the case, that it is my jaw structure in my back is currently pressing certain nerves, and therefore I think the blood circulation is not right, and therefore I have a problem of headache, right? And then I said, okay, I will get all the money necessary. I became so resourceful. I borrowed lots of money. In fact, it cost me at the time €25,000 to do the operation, because my insurance wouldn't cover at the time. And I borrowed money from everyone I could, including my employer at the time. And at the time, my salary was about $1,000 a month. So you can imagine how I decided to go for such an expensive operation or surgery, right? I did my surgery in Germany, and that was January 2015. And that's why I remember clearly this date is when I have felt like, okay, I have solved the physical obstacle, right? Physical problems that contributed to my migraine. And then for the first time, I remember feeling like, oh my God, I don't feel headache anymore. Like, I had a lot of other pain from the surgery, but I didn't feel headache at all, right? And that's when I realized that for the first time in my life, I've removed the constant pain, constant like niggling of the problem that keeps occurring, so much so that I wasn't really paying attention to other parts of my life. And then once I removed that pain, I realized all the other pain that starts happening, which is not even the pain of surgery, but it was more, I felt so tired of my life. I felt so tired of my life for surviving from one thing to another, from proving to the next thing, from moving one place to another, from trying to be here and not being here at the same time. I just felt so tired of my life. And that's when I realized I needed to address another pain that was so prominent in my life. And that pain was feeling victim to my life. And that's when I started coaching myself and getting coached regularly, so that I started looking at all of the emotions that I felt so dependent on, emotions of blaming the whole time, complaining, feeling angry, feeling sad, feeling like powerless, not being able to do anything. And all of these, I started looking and coaching on all of those emotions and all of those thought processes that kept uh, be like keeping me in hostage, and making me feel like I was a victim of my own life. Now, as I started solving the feeling victim of my life pain, right? As I started solving, this was another tangible, um, like tangible experience that the way I experienced my life was so different than I have ever remembered feeling. Now that I have removed the migraine and I have removed the victimhood of my own life, and I started not fearing my emotions, and I started looking at my emotions and started understanding the effects of my emotions, and started understanding how my thoughts are actually so powerful, and they were powerfully creating all these illnesses. And as soon as I removed those thoughts and I started implanting new and other thoughts of feeling powerful, feeling in charge, feeling confident, feeling like I know what I'm doing and how I'm doing with my life and all of these things, my life started shifting and changing in ways that I couldn't even foresee. To the point that it became so tangible that I decided to resign from my very high paying job that was so much privileges. I had a UNLP, which is a UN passport that gives you traveling access to so many countries. Of course, you shouldn't abuse it, right? But it would also help me getting visas that I wanted to travel to other places. And I was willing to leave all of that tangible things. I was willing to leave my salary, my stable job, my ability to travel the world, which I love doing. I was willing to leave all of that tangible thing to go to creating my life without UN, right? Creating my life without being in survival the whole time, creating my life where I really wanted to do something that I really love and being with my loved ones, living in the places I wanted to. And replicating my salary. These are the tangible other results that I wanted to create. And again, thanks to coaching and coaching myself to the place where I really built this identity of being the person who can create that. So much so that I believe that I was willing to leave these amazing alternatives, let's say. I was willing to leave them and go to create the life I wanted to. So the tangible things that I created through this work of working on myself, working on my emotions, working on regulating my emotions so that whenever things don't happen the way I thought it would be, I don't drop and go to the things that I am familiar with, right? I worked on this so much that I created the tangible results of living with my loved ones in Italy and in Kyrgyzstan, right? I actually even bought an apartment after resigning from UN, and everyone was saying, "Who does that? Who buys an apartment when everything feels unstable?" Right? So you can see how much I was crazy about creating the things that I really wanted to, because I wanted to. I was never interested in property or owning anything, but I really wanted to create this home for my mom in the capital so that she uh, for her conditions, she feels more comfortable living and having the toilet inside and all of these conditions. So therefore, I decided to buy an apartment and create a home where I can spend time with my mom as well, while working on the on the impact that I really want and I really believe in with people who really want to do that, and also replicating my salary and more. And all of this tangible results and outcomes that I have been able to create thanks to working on myself, thanks to coaching myself, thanks to meditating a lot, thanks to believing in the new possibilities, thanks to regulating my emotions, and thanks to my ability or growing my ability to solve whatever the obstacles that come in my way, right? So this is how I have been able to create tangible outcomes that I really love and believe. And I really wanted to share that whenever we work on ourselves in the way that we create new identities, the identity of someone who really knows what she's doing, identity of someone who creates um, amazing outcomes that she really believes in, identity of someone who solve the obstacles, whatever they are, and identity of even someone who can heal herself, who can address problems from the physical point of view, from the chemical point of view. Because for my migraine, by the way, I didn't say the other thing is that for my migraine, the other thing I did, I solved problems chemically, meaning I removed gluten and everything, even gluten-free things I don't eat anymore. So therefore, I feel like my energy is back so much more than ever before. So therefore, my ability to learn myself and study myself so much and study my resources so much that I'm able to create a lot more tangible outcomes than I could ever imagine was possible, where I now live my life without migraines. I live my life so much in freedom to be doing what I love. I'm so interested in learning and getting to know my emotions. I'm so interested in expanding myself, expanding my energy, allowing my body to heal itself with the energy that and the resources that it has been such a life-changing experience of my life. And I would love to invite you to do the same, to whether you hire me as your coach or you find another coach, work on all of the things that I said, work on the identity, work on the um, or building the identity that you really love that creates the tangible outcomes that you want to, learning how to regulate your emotions, learning how to be the person who solve all the problems that come in the way, and also learning yourself and study your own resources so much that allow you to heal whatever the traumas that you have inside, to heal even the physical chronic problems that you may have, as well as creating the life you want. And that's really my desire for you and my wish for you, that you experience your life that way. So that's why I would love to invite you to create tangible outcomes, whatever the tangible outcomes that you want to have. Let's create them now, even if you are not physically and like changing your jobs or transitioning in any way, but you are thinking about it or you are wanting to even experience your current life in the way that's different than you're experiencing currently, then absolutely come coach with me. I would love to help you coach, get you coached, so that you create that tangible outcomes after transitioning. So message me for coaching. I would love to do that individually, in group, with some other amazing humanitarians. So come, let's create those tangible outcomes together. Have a beautiful weekend, everyone. Excuse me, and I will speak to you very soon.